So we're going to take a look at the Moonfang Hunter, which is a deck that was brought to the Masters Tour this weekend, and just kind of take a look at what the differences are and how that should help the deck to be able to play a little bit differently. So right here, just looking at kind of the standard Hunter ladder list that I think people have become pretty accustomed to at this point. And the changes for the Moonfang Hunter are that 2 Imprisoned Felmals were cut, and the 2 Wriggling Horrors right here were cut. And on some of the standard ladder lists, some people are running Arcane Shots instead of Wriggling Horrors. But so there's a 4-card difference. Wriggling Horrors / Arcane Shot gone, and Imprisoned Felmals also gone. And so what that was replaced with is 2 copies of Resizing Pouch right here. And the Resizing Pouches actually serve 2 different purposes. So the first purpose is if you play Resizing Pouch with only 1 mana, Hunter only has 3 possible choices of 0 mana cards. One of them is Serpent Bloom, and then we have the Dusk Imp and Murloc Tinyfin. So really the only choice that you would be interested in is Serpent Bloom. Give a friendly beast poisonous. That combo is going to work really well with Kolkar Pack Runner. Generate a 1/1 beast with Rush. Slap poisonous on it. You could use it to remove a taunt, to remove a threat, really just anything that you needed to move. So it could potentially generate just spot removal of any minion. Then the second use for the Resizing Pouch is really just to utilize any mana that you may not be able to use in any given turn. So draw it in the early game, you maybe think about trying to get a Serpent Bloom if you need it. If you draw it later in the game, turn 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can really just play it for 1 mana and then get an option to really be able to spend your mana, maybe get a big threat. If you need some specific card, you can search for it and really just kind of round out your turns. So Resizing Pouch was added 2 copies, and then also 1 copy of Scavenger's Ingenuity. So this kind of serves the same purpose as the Warsong Wrangler. Draw a beast, give it 2/2 versus the 2/1 of the Warsong Wrangler. And Scavenger's Ingenuity was really added specifically because the 4th card difference is adding Moonfang to the deck. So now you have 5 beasts in the deck, and then you'll have 3 cards that can actually draw and buff those beasts. 1 Scavenger's Ingenuity, and the 2 Warsong Wranglers that were already a part of the deck. The reason why Moonfang gets added to the deck here, or kind of the idea behind it, is that when you're ahead on board, you don't necessarily want to play a Trampling Rhino. Typically people want to play a Trampling Rhino, drop it on the board, rush it into a low health minion to be able to get the face damage, and then also combine that with a True Aim Crescent. The dream kind of being rush the Trampling Rhino into a 1 health minion, attack a 2 health minion with True Aim Crescent, and then it hits another 1 health minion to be able to do extra damage. But if you're ahead on board, if you're ahead in the game, you don't necessarily want to drop a Trampling Rhino, so you can drop the Moonfang, which is going to be buffed either a 8/4 or an 8/5. You can only take 1 damage at a time, so if you're ahead, dropping a buffed Moonfang on the board, or even just a raw Moonfang, can really just kind of get you more ahead and start to close the game out. A lot of decks are going to have a really hard time getting rid of Moonfang, especially from a position of being behind. So those 4 cards are really the only difference from the Moonfang Hunter and the typical standard ladder list. Definitely worth giving a try, worth playing around with. It seems to be pretty solid. It seems to be performing well. So as you're attacking the ladder, maybe think about give Moonfang Hunter a try and see how it does for you.